start.
It's wonderful how fortunate we are in this branch to have such a great pipe drum band. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. We're honored here today to have a number of dignitaries in the room, but I'm not going to point any of them out. That's not the point of today, and they don't understand this, agree to it too. They are here to show their support, and we thank them. Many of the parliamentarians, many of our councillors and mayors, many of our past mayors are actually here today, which is quite something to see. So I'm very pleased with that. But we're not going to single anyone out, so I just wanted to let everyone know that. And thank you, though, for your support here today. I do have a couple of announcements to make. One is that we do have some draws going on. You'll see these ladies here going from table to table. With a couple of, they've got a picture, signed portrait that they're raffling off, and also a coin collection. And these proceeds will be going to help out the branch in our activities here. So I thank you for those of you that have bought tickets and those of you that will. At this time, it's my pleasure that we are going to make another presentation. And I would ask that Jan Halcyon, our Poppy Chairman, would come up to the stage, and Stu Jarvis, our Poppy Trust Chairman. Now, the Poppy campaign is something that goes on every year, and we all support. Those funds go to assist our veterans and activities our veterans and their families are involved in. And they're in the habit of, they're in the habit of distributing money to various causes throughout the year, and they do a lot of diligent work. Not only at Poppy time, everybody thinks, well, this is their busy time, which it is, very much so, Jan will attest to that especially. But throughout the year, it's up to them to oversee the Poppy campaign and oversee the Poppy Trust Fund as to where those monies should go. And as I say, they're in the normal habit of handing checks out. But as many of you know, here this year we had an organization called the Oshawa United Services Remembrance Committee, which I had the honor to chair. I'm going to ask the members from that committee if you would please come up on the stage. Now, the members of this committee are made up of all the gentlemen. Please come up to the stage. Well, I can see them all wandering around in here, but please come up to the stage, gentlemen. Bob, Jim, Al. I guess most of them are deaf. That's probably how I ended up being. That's probably how I ended up being chairman. They didn't know what they were voting on. Anyways, this committee was one of the first real strongly supported joint Veteran Service Club activities this city has seen in many, many years. All the service clubs, from the 420 Wing, the Canadian Corps, the Korean Veterans Association, the Regiment, the Polish Veterans, the Navy Club, you know, and I hope I'm not forgetting someone, as well as representatives from both branches were involved in the preparations and organization of this great festival. And from those of you who attended, I know I've heard nothing but rave reviews of how that evening went. And I'm lucky enough that I'm in possession of one of the first tickets for next year's event, and I'm willing to raffle it off to the highest bidder later if you want to talk to me about that. But it's going to be a real sellout next year, I'm sure, if we do it next year, which I think we will. But at this time, I'd like to call on the committee members to step forward. We have a check presentation we would like to make to the Branch 43 Poppy Fund. Gentlemen?
Get in the line, Jim. Ladies and gentlemen, this has never been done in Canada before. It's the first time that it's ever been done here in Oshawa, and hopefully it will go on for years to come. The main aim of organising this Festival of Remembrance Concert was to raise the much needed funds for the Poppy Appeal. The Poppy Appeal is the registered charity of the Canadian Legion. And when they formed the Legion in 1926 in Winnipeg, they made a fateful decision. And the decision was that the money that went into the Poppy Appeal was for the veterans, their dependents, and their children. And under no circumstances was the money to be used for anything else. If they broke a window or they needed a new lock on a door, they cannot use the Poppy Appeal. That is registered. You must be aware of that fact. And another fact, before we present this cheque, I would like to bring you awareness to, and that is, you don't have to be a member of the Legion to receive funds from the Poppy Appeal. The only stipulation they made in 1922 in Winnipeg was that you would serve. You would put the uniform on. You would put the boots on. That's all. So you don't have to be a member of this Legion or any other Legion to receive funds from the Poppy Appeal. To go back quickly to the Festival of Remembrance. We never did it here, and we had no idea of the response that we might have got or might not have got. I am delighted, because I run this Festival of Remembrance Concert in Wales for 14 years before I came here to live. And I say to you that we, the brothers, the veterans of this committee, raise a huge sum of money, and I will give the cheque to our chairman of our branch, of Branch 43, to present it to you all, to show you what we've done. Turn it around when you're ready. Should I turn it? Something to help you turn it around.
You step forward.
It's a blank check.
Stu.
Blank check.
Like that.
Wow.
People in the back, you can see that is $11,000.
Well, on behalf of the Poppy Fund, on behalf of all the veterans and their dependents, that, as Bill said, where this money goes, a hearty thank you very much. And I know tagging this past week, we had a lot of people come forward and say what a wonderful performance it was, and I hope it continues. And from what I'm hearing, I believe it will. So thank you very much on behalf of the Poppy Committee.
For those that don't know me, my name is Bob Chapman. I'm the president of the Ontario Regiment Association, and I was the second vice chair of this group here. David always feels a little awkward talking about, from the group, presenting money to the Legion, as he's the president of the Legion. But I can tell you a couple things I'd like to tell you. One, all the veterans groups that were represented on this committee to take this idea that what Bill did back in Wales and bring it to Oshawa was a labor of love for us. It was a lot of work, but it was a labor of love for us. But who really needs to be thanked are the folks like you out in the audience, the almost 600 people that bought the tickets so rapidly to make the concert a success. We had a lot of volunteers that gave up from the bands. We didn't pay any bands. We didn't pay a lot of expenses because people were giving us their time and their energy and their talents to put on that thing. But we couldn't have raised this much money without those volunteers, without the bands, and without people like you, as I say, that came and bought the tickets for this. And hopefully we'll be just as successful, if not better, when we do it in 2012. Thank you very much. You want to fold it up? What is your question? What do you think?
Okay.